From a young lad at 16, not quite knowing what they wanted to do and thinking car mechanics was the way forward, to running what is a 4 or 5 billion euro organisation in the UK. Well, I couldn't possibly believe it.
Should we do this?
Ready when you are. I was born and raised in Rochdale. When I got to the age of 16, I left school and got offered an apprenticeship as a car mechanic. The tutors who were teaching me identified that perhaps I had an ability to go beyond that, and that's when I first came into contact with Manchester Metropolitan University and started to take my degree on a part-time basis in integrated engineering systems. I will often be asked, what skills do you need in the future? We have a strong apprenticeship programme that goes from craft apprenticeship up through to degree apprenticeship programmes, because we recognise that actually we need a broad array of skills in our organisation.
Companies like Siemens enable people like me to blossom. The apprenticeship with Manchester Met allowed me to flourish in terms of confidence, and that's a key skill that I've developed over the 4 years, and especially through my degree apprenticeship.
I started to learn the skills around people management, around strategy, sustainability, all the traits that I'd need to move forward. They nurture people through is absolutely fantastic, and I don't think I could have done it without that sort of support network.
The degree apprenticeship is really geared towards people who learn from experience. You're given that freedom to choose your own solutions. You are being thrust into a real-world environment. I think the fact that I got to spend my educational period doing real-world work, I am way more prepared than most people trying to get into the same jobs.
Introducing digital technologies in businesses actually generates growth, makes businesses more efficient, have a better understanding about their processes and make them more resilient, which in turn helps the economic growth of the nation or the world. By working with industrial partners such as Siemens, we can train our students to the latest technologies, make them ready to contribute to that digitalization journey and potentially become the future leaders of the digital revolution that we're going through. Connect Curriculum aims to introduce Industry 4 and digital technologies to the university curriculum and bridge that digital skills gap in manufacturing, and effectively ease the digitalization of industry. Working with Siemens allows us to bring their real-world experience and again adapt it as learning experiences for our learners and therefore develop their future employees.
I've now studied and worked with Manchester Met for over 30 years. There's no way I would be here without that experience. Manchester Met did unlock doors for me, and the fact that I can go into my locker and pick out some skills that I learned 35 years ago at Manchester Met means that I can still feel relevant, which I think is pretty amazing. So it's really important for us that economic growth results in a deeper supply chain, better quality jobs that happen in the region. They actually happen in the place we work. And that's an example of working with Manchester Met makes 1 and 1 equal more than 2. So economic growth is about that stability and that long-term view. And I think that's something that Siemens have. It's clearly something that Manchester Met has as well. That's why the relationship works.